Joe Russell, General Manager of the Doonbeg Golf Resort. It's hard to credit, you're almost 10 years in operation now.
Yeah, July 2002, we had Greg Norman and Padraig Harrington teeing off for the first ever match. And next year, July 2012, will be 10 years on the road as it relates to golf. The lodge and resort amenities then came along, and they opened up in 2006. So again, 5 years on the road this year.
Sure.
So
and they're very extensive. You have the equivalent of over 200 rooms, is that correct?
Yeah, it's a series of suites and cottages that we have here, all multi-bedroom suites and cottages. And totaling 212 rooms. And then we have the facilities, we have the spa, and we have 3 bars and restaurants, which includes the whole members facilities that we have here.
Super.
At the club as well. So
Yeah, and a stunning location, of course, here on the Atlantic coast, and the dunes and the Greg Norman designed golf course look very intimidating.
Yeah, I mean our USP, or what we say when we go across to the States, is that in terms of 5-star lodging, sitting on an 18-hole links golf course overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, we're probably unique in Ireland in that regard.
Yeah,
so.
Sure. And how is the current year? Tell me. As rumour has it that business has picked up to the west and in golf particularly.
Yeah, I mean golf. We are certainly slightly ahead of last year. I would say somewhere in the region of 10 to 15% ahead of last year in green fee revenue. Our members continue to come in from the States, which is great. Some are recession proof, others are not, but we are getting the members coming in.
Yeah, that's encouraging.
We will have in the region about 24,000 rounds this year, which 14,000 rounds of those would be paid green fees.
Yeah.
The challenge we have in relation to golf is average rate.
Sure.
When you have particularly coming across Europe and then up around Dublin, where it is a bun fight when it comes to average rates on golf. I mean, I know golf is very competitive around Dublin. So that is putting pressure on the rates coming through.
Sure. And is the American market still your dominant market, or are you getting business from elsewhere?
For golf it is. For golf it's, it certainly is our dominant overseas market. But the staycationers, people coming and staying and playing at Doonbeg has increased now. From a lodging perspective, 65 to 67% of our business is Irish. Now that's the weddings that we have on site here.
Sure.
It's also the leisure guests, and we have our accommodation business here would be more leisure now than golf. From what started as a golf resort, we have transitioned that basically to meet the market over the last couple of years and running into the recession.
Sure.
So it's weddings, it's people coming to sightsee, people coming down for a relaxing weekend. It's all very important for our business.
And looking forward, say the next 5-10 years, are there new areas that you feel we need to be branching out in to look for new markets for golf and for leisure generally in the West?
Definitely, I would see that whatever agency is involved in it needs to be looking at new markets. You know, there is, and even from my own travels across the States, there are so many options that the American luxury travel sector, the tour operators are looking at. And I mean, when I have spoken to them and we talk about Europe, you know, Italy, they always talk to me about Italy, and they always talk to me about England and the UK, and then Ireland appears to come in at number 3. And when I ask the reasons why, it's basically the people, the product has improved, the food has improved here over the years drastically for the American consumer. And over the last couple of years, I would say the last 2 years, they certainly see value.
Sure.
In Ireland now.
Sure.
Because we did run away with ourselves, I would say.
We did, and I suppose, not pointing fingers or anything, but the golfing market would have been generally a perception that it, perhaps even more so than most, did get out of line on pricing.
Yeah, green fee rates.
But that's coming back.
Yeah, it definitely is, and there is a preparedness across golf courses now to see the commercial realities.
Sure.
You know, to be fair, golf courses in Ireland were probably more often than not, they were committee based for the members locally. The green fee revenue was welcome, but it wasn't necessarily maybe the first priority, and now financial pressures have placed
are dictating that it must become a priority.
Yeah.
And on the product more generally, aside from golf in the West, do you think it's in good shape for today's discerning visitors? Are there any developments we need to look at, or are we still on the right track in terms of people and place?
Well, personally on site here at Doonbeg, we are going to develop meeting facilities over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
We find a demand for that. Our business has transitioned that way as well. I think we see people, incentive groups want to come. I think in the west of Ireland there has to be, while you have the cliffs, while you have Loophead, while you have the Burren, I would love to see something in terms of a cultural centre. Something that embraces the genealogy, that whole type of thing of people coming home.
Aimed at the diaspora
yes,
market.
particularly, but not only the States. I think you will find that in England as well.
Sure.
And right across the globe. I mean, we're the greatest travellers ever.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know, if you have, I would love to see something particularly in Clare in the west of Ireland, not necessarily on the coast, whatever.
Sure.
If it's something in around Ennis or that region,
Sure.
I think it would be. I think it'd be a huge plus for our county.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the gathering, which Fáilte Ireland and Tourism Ireland will be launching shortly, I think in the next month or two, which is aimed at diaspora right around the world. There's probably a great deal of potential in that, so hopefully we'll all benefit from it when it hits the market.
The concept.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing I've seen what they've done over the last couple of years, and I go back to Clare, I mean, the job they have done at the Cliffs of Moher is fantastic.
It's brilliant.
They've done a great job at the Cliffs of Moher. So the expertise, the vision is there, and I think you know that has proven to be a great success for them up there. You know, if you have another project like that elsewhere that deals with the specifics of what we're talking about, I think it could be a great success.
Great. Well, thank you for talking with us, Joe. It's good to see that things are on the mend. I mean, nobody's jumping up and down and saying it's happy days are here again, but we seem to be headed in that direction, and certainly with product of the sort of quality that you have here yourself in Doonbeg, I think we can be confident about the future.
Quality is the key.
It is.
I would say that the government initiatives that have been undertaken recently are positive moves. I would hate to see them being cut short. Because to get the message out overseas
takes time.
It does take time. And they need to be sustained. And the industry needs to support those moves also in terms of communication. So if there are representatives like myself in the industry or yourself or people who are out there, should be singing from the hymn sheet the whole time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe.
Okay, you're welcome.